everyone, it is Didi here, and welcome to another multi-build. You heard that right, a multi-build. I have not done a multi-build since May of 2019. That's almost 5 years ago, and I've been on this channel for almost 6 years. That's a long time. So, this is a combination of Lego sets 76261 and 76280. The two No Way Home sets is what I'm going to call them, what a lot of people have been calling them. So it's the Statue of Liberty set with the Sandman set put together to make what I am calling the Fortress of Liberty. My original idea for this was, okay, so Sandman will be on his own little sand base here, and he can be put anywhere. You can pose him around or whatever. And then obviously two of the other villains, they can fly, so I mean, they'll be in the air. Like, these have to be included. And then from the Statue of Liberty, you're very limited with parts to make, like, a building-esque type thing. So I was like, well, why don't I make some sort of fortress that they can hide out at, or that they can set a base camp at. So, like, this is the, like, I'll get more into the finer details of them once I remove the minifigures, but, like, the general idea was make a base with defense mechanisms, and a big interior and easy accessible interior. That was my general idea. So, and I'm very limited, and I'm honestly not a huge fan of the whole copper color because it only works because it's the Statue of Liberty. So, I mean, it's just something I had to learn to deal with. So yeah, I'm gonna take off the minifigures here, and then I'm gonna show you guys these two different things separately, the interior and all that. And then we'll talk about fine details and how the tutorial of this is going to work. Alright, now I did leave Ned and MJ inside there because they're going to be needed for this. What is going on? Did you guys see that? It was like going, whoa, 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 with the blur. Okay, I think we're good. Alright, so I'm going to start. You see that? Like, it's trying to... It doesn't know what to focus on. All right, let me just move this up. This is my first multi-build in 5 freaking years. I don't need it getting messed up by camera work. Okay, so we're going to move the big thing out of the way and focus on the little thing, Sandman. So, Sandman. Just to make this a little bit easier, this whole bit right here is unchanged aside from the web, but I'll get to that in a second. So the entire thing of the tiny set with Sandman, everything including this is exactly the same. All I did was add the web to his face to give it a little bit more life and detail. So in order to do that, just take that web piece, take the bit off in the middle that has the electro cure, and then add these two sand pieces there. So this is an easy tutorial that I'm just giving in here, but I'll do it in the tutorial video as well. And you just attach it to the side of his head here, and then his arm over here, and then, you know, just angle it to where it's in his face, and then this is him reaching up to take it off. Now, you could do it on the other arm as well. You could put it there, and on the other side of the head, you could do whatever you want. So, this is the base he goes into. So, just, you know, just like the actual set, he can rotate 360 degrees all the way around, and then if you wanted to pop him off, you could, but for this case, I'm going to just pull him out. Alright, so this is the base that I made, and I wanted to use only sand-looking or sand-related pieces. So I only used light tan, dark tan, and then a couple gray pieces where needed. If you'll notice, I added a bucket there from the Statue of Liberty set to represent sand castles. I thought it was funny. Sorry, I was kind of choking in my own spit there. And now, I unfortunately have a problem with symmetrical things when I build. Lego is very spontaneous, okay? Yes, the designs for these arms look really similar, and mostly they are. But, like, the two hands are different, you know, and they look great. They both look great. But I am very symmetrical, so that's why if you cut it down the middle, aside from the bucket, it looks exactly the same on the front and the bottom, or the top and the bottom. From the front and the back, it looks all the same, just mirrored. So, you know, it's just a problem with me. So this is one of the big things I'm worried about when I do the tutorial, because I haven't done a tutorial like my old ways in a while. I started doing tutorials from the bird's eye view from up there, because it's a little bit easier. But I also think that means I need to build it like right here, and I can't do it up here up close. So when I do the tutorial for this video, which is going to be a pain in my butt, but I'm doing it for you guys because I'm sure a lot of you are going to want to know how to make this. This is going to be probably the hardest part because of all the tiny little details, but it's just a little sand base that he attaches in just like this, and I have him kind of positioned where like his hand's down here like he's climbing out of the ground, and then he has this hand to rip the web off his face. So I'm keeping the web on his face. You don't have to do that. That's just what I'm choosing to do. All right, now the main attraction, the Fortress of Liberty. Okay, so these I'm going to take off just for now. So I wanted to implement these bricks into the build itself, but I couldn't, I didn't get around to it. And then I was like, oh crap. So these builds right here are customized. You can put them wherever you want. Same with this portal. I used it for Doctor Strange. You can also alternatively use this portal, which has just the one clip, and you could put it over here if you like. But the way I displayed it, I only wanted one portal. So you can put this portal over here on any, well, it won't fit on those little things. You can put it here, you can put it here, you can put it there, you can put it there. I wanted to include a lot of spaces that you could put a portal. But in this case, I'm going to remove this one. I wanted to keep the camera on the web just because it's a fun little Spider-Man Easter egg. And you can put whoever you want on here. It doesn't have to be Doctor Strange. I just chose Doctor Strange. So the portal and the clear pieces are customizable. All right, so that defense mechanism I told you about is this. So I wanted to recreate something kind of from the World War II trenches. So if Sandman was like sand scooting is what I'm going to call it, like kind of like towards the base, right? And was trying to get in, if he ran into these spikes, he's like, in my eyes, the sand would disperse. Like he would just crumple and fall apart. So that's what these are for, and those can, you know, move up and down like this. You can customize it however the hell you want. It doesn't really matter. I just keep it like this, or I don't know if it was the other way around. I think it was like that. Yeah, I'm going to leave it like that. But, you know, I just thought it would be a cool idea to use the Statue of Liberty crown pieces for, I'm going to put this back on his face while I talk, for a defense mechanism against Sandman, because Sandman's the biggest villain here. So I figured it would be cool if they had a way to break the Sandman apart while he's like approaching them. Now, obviously, if you wanted to do that, you could just break Sandman's arms and head off and do it like that, but you don't have to. So cool little defense mechanism there. I made some windows here, but I'll showcase like what a minifigure looks like through that once I show you how to remove the roof and stuff. So there's 2 windows that you can look out of. There's some bars here. Like I said, you can attach a portal there. These are very weakly built. Like they're just attached via some plates, but they're made to be very specifically bent. So it was hard to come up with walls, is what I'm essentially saying. There's not a lot of bricks themselves, like solid bricks in this set. Like here's a 2x4 right there. There's not a lot of those in either of the sets. The main problem for me was these black round pieces that everything's built on. Like all of these here were the main difficulty. Those were the biggest building parts that I had. Sorry, I feel like I'm going to have the hiccups and then I don't, so it's weird. So I did what I could with what I had, and I'm pretty satisfied. So they look like little logs or sausages, but that's fine. And then for the side walls, I used the statue. Here, let me back this up a little bit. Okay. The Statue of Liberty piece with like the sticker here, which is easily removable, and then that's what that looks like underneath, but like it's not meant to come off, but I guess if you wanted to store something in there, you could. It's the same thing on the other side. Like, you see what I mean when I say I wanted these pieces to be visible so you could attach stuff? Well, 1, that would break off pretty easily. But 2, I ran out of bricks and plates, and I needed something to make that gap between this piece and the bottom piece work. All right, now the back is where I kind of gave up a little bit. So originally the order I built this was the base, then I built these, then I built the front, then I built these, then I built these, then I built the back, and then I realized I screwed myself with the roof. So I took apart the back, and then, I actually, no, I built the cage first before the base. But anyways, so then I rebuilt the roof, and then I rebuilt these back doors. So yes, you hear me right. These are doors. They're not meant to be doors, but I'm calling them doors because there is no other entrance to this place other than in the back. So, you know, you can call them doors if you want. The only thing I don't like is just the bright, vibrant yellow pieces being there, but at least they're on the inside. So I tried to give it kind of a raggedy look on the actual doors here. Originally, I was going to design them to be like rounded, board-looking doors, but again, like I said, I screwed myself over with the roof, so I had to start over. So the door's open here. This is just to block it from going any further. As you can see, there's a portal bit in there, but I'll get to that in a second. So, there's Ned in there. There's MJ. So there's the doors. So the cage is mainly for Lizard. I don't know if you could actually fit another figure in there, but you just got to kind of pull this up like that, and then you can stand him up inside. I'm sure you could fit another minifigure in there, maybe even Doc Ock, and then that just closes like that. But I figured I'd go with Lizard because he's the only animal-related character here. Well, I take that back. Dr. Octopus is related to an octopus, but he's not an actual octopus. Lizard's an actual lizard, So, that closes like that. And then I had to use these blue plates here, but I also had an idea to kind of give Lizard a water bowl with these, but then I was like, no, that's more like a zoo, so we're not going to do that. So as you can see right here, the electrocure is poking out just a little bit, and there's a fire extinguisher poking out a little bit over there. So now I'm going to show you guys how to remove the roof. You just kind of want to wiggle it. Okay. That's great. These are not attached very well. So this one actually here is detached via one stud, and it just rests on this plate. And then this was just an unfortunate piece that kind of broke off when I lifted it. So yes, like I said, I ran out of pieces towards the roof and the back walls. The roof and the back doors suck, okay? I'm not typically a fan of this entire build because it doesn't have many building pieces. Like if I was to take apart the sanctum and make a new building, it would look glorious. But so for the roof, I use the Statue of Liberty's like actual roof piece. There's nothing underneath it. The bottom's pretty generic. Like my mom said these look like boobs, and that kind of ruined that for me. But I was just putting them there for extra detail. But this is supposed to be kind of like a railing, but you can only really attach the portal to these two, and then these right here, and there's the camera. If you want to put the camera on that one, you could. All right, let's take a look at the inside here. So I'm going to kind of bend this up. So on the inside, we have the two areas where you can stand for the windows. Here, let me unlock the exposure there. There we go. Okay. So I put that wall piece with the sticker of the Sanctum Sanctorum in there and kept the portal there so that these two or anybody could get away with an easy escape if needed. Over on that side, we have a hammer and the fire extinguisher. And then over on this side, we have a wrench and the electrocure just sitting there. So then what a figure looks like in the window, I will use Lizard for this again. If you look through the window, you can see the full figure. Yeah, he's looking to the side, but you can actually see like pretty much the full figure if they wanted to take a look through the window and be like, oh crap, here comes Sandman, here comes all the villains, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, now the cage was originally, if you follow me on Instagram and you saw my story, I actually kind of showed the progression of how to build it, or not how to build, of me building it, and the base was different. The cage was supposed to be like about this big, and it was going to be a cat and mouse trap type thing with this new web piece, but I couldn't get a build to be tall enough to be able to do that. Also, this new web piece is made of rubber, so it's not going to bend around as freely as the rope versions did. So I scrapped that and just went with a small cage, and I wanted to have play features but there's no, it's a display set. There's no stud shooters, there's no nothing. So the only play features that it has is the cage lifting up, the doors that open, and the removable roof, and then the bendable spikes on the front of the set. That is really the only play features that this multi-build has. And even as a multi-build, oh, this is how the roof goes back on, by the way. You want to make sure that this lines up with that black tile, and then you actually kind of have to push back a little bit to get that plate to reattach there, and then boom, it's reattached. So overall, this was a pain in my butt. But I am very happy to have been able to do a multi-build after 5 freaking years of not doing them. But I typically only did multi-builds with 2 sets of the same theme. These are 2 No Way Home sets, so, that kind of makes sense. But as for some of the other themes that I've reviewed in the last 5 years, there hasn't been a lot that really have more than one that kind of stands out to me. Yes, there's been more Spider-Man sets since then, but a lot of them were just like the Venomosaurus. I didn't really see any ideas with that. I'm gonna just try to reattach these as I'm going along here so that I can wrap this up, but I still want it to kind of, look cool. So, yeah, so this is really it. Like, this is the end of the video. I'm just wrapping this up. And I'm not really stalling for time or anything. I don't have much to say about it. Like, it's a cool build, and I'm proud of myself for pulling my head out of my ass and actually making a multi-build. I failed to make an alternative build of the Statue of Liberty set when it first came out because I had no inspiration. I had no ideas. And I haven't made a multi-build in 5 years because of the same reason. I haven't had any inspiration. So I pulled my head out of my ass and I was like, hey, what if I made some sort of fortified base for the Spider-Man and Doctor Strange and MJ and Ned and all that, and, made something cool for you guys. So that was the whole goal, and I like this build with the pieces I was given. But if I wanted to make an actual fortress, it would not look like this. I would use so many better pieces. So, to me, I guess I'm having a hard time viewing it as an alternative build / multi-build, and I'm viewing it more as a mock. And the mock itself sucks, but the multi-build is great. You know what this also reminds me of? The spider hideout I made 5 freaking years ago. It was the spider crawler and the spider bike set combined, I believe. So, yeah, that's exactly what it was. So, I like it, but I also don't. But it's not about me. It's about you guys. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you like this build? Because I'm going to make a tutorial of it for you guys. I normally wouldn't do tutorials for large multi-builds, and I've only done 5 multi-builds. I did the Carnum mech versus Spider Mech 2.0, and then I showed a tutorial on how to build the 2 mechs because they were small. And then I did a multi-build with Molten Man and Hydra Man, which is the last one that I did. That one I did a tutorial on because it was a small mech and then of some kind. And then I did the Spider Hideout, which is like a 40-minute video because I put the tutorial in there. But I did it because it was smaller than this. And then there's one more that I can't remember, but I think I did a tutorial for that one as well. So I am going to do a tutorial of this. It's going to suck for me because tutorials are not easy to make. Trust me. My original idea was, just film me taking it apart and then reverse it. And I might do that at some parts. I'm not sure yet. But as of right now, I will figure it out. But I just want to let you guys know the tutorial will come out. This video is being filmed on Wednesday, January 3rd. It will release on January 4th, which is a Thursday. I cannot guarantee the tutorial will come out tomorrow. It might come out Saturday, it might come out Sunday. But it won't take like a week for it to come out. I can promise that. So the tutorial is coming, just I don't know when. But I will get to work on it as soon as this video is done, edited, and uploaded. But yeah, so no, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this build more than me. And honestly, give me criticism. Like, the amount, like, you guys want to see how many spare parts I have left? Let me show you. Look at all that. Now, most of that is parts from the scaffolding. But, there's not much you can do with that here. So if there's anything you think I could have done better, please let me know. But as I'm losing my train of thought here. I think I've been kind of losing my train of thought this entire video. I haven't done one of these in a long time. Anyways, that's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please drop a like, leave a comment down below. Give me constructive criticism. I need it. Hit the subscribe button, turn notifications every time I post a video. Follow my Twitch. I stream every Saturday. Peace out, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.